So I'm just gonna get straight to the point of what happened earlier today in the Overwatch community. I also really like to play Overwatch as well. As much as the game gets me very, very mad every time I play it, it still has a soft spot in my heart. It's been confirmed that essentially the PvE has been cancelled. No skill trees, the replayable PvE, all these abilities that each hero can have, all 35 of them, boss fights and everything, is no more. That is a blow, massive blow, because that's kind of the whole shtick of Overwatch 2, essentially. Like, personally, I just find that insane that they would decide to go about this route because, like, that's. I just don't think it's a smart move by them to be doing this, in my honest opinion. Because that, like, it's just really hard to put into words. Because I'm very much disappointed about this news that we've gotten today about Overwatch 2, I will say. But I'll get more into that a little bit later. Let me talk about the roadmap that was released today alongside it. I'm gonna go each part from Season 5 and beyond, and I'll talk about it as I go. So Season 5, we have Quest Watch, which is a new limited time event, then Mischief and Magic, a cinematic reveal, Summer Games, then a 5v5 mini comp season, On Fire returns, and Creator Workshop mode. So to go down the list of what we're supposed to get next season, Quest Watch, I personally kind of like these whole non-canon spin-off Overwatch universes. They seem cool. I think Star Wars was pretty mid. Like, I wasn't really a big fan of it personally. I haven't even done the challenges for it. It doesn't seem that entertaining to play. Like, it's literally just Horizon Lunar Colony, but like a reskin of it. A few turrets, and that's it. Nothing crazy there. So Quest Watch seems kind of cool, I guess, just from the picture we have here. We don't know too much about it. Seems like a high fantasy type thing, which can work with Overwatch characters. I can see it. I just hope the execution is done better. The Mischief and Magic, I have no idea what that could be. Just don't know. Cinematic reveal. I always love the Overwatch cinematics. I think they're all amazing. This will be cool. It's nothing crazy. Like, I guess you can put it on the roadmap, but like, it's kind of like, okay, whoop-de-doo. Summer Games. Summer Games was not really one of my favorite events that they did, personally. It's like, that's also kind of like whatever to me, unless they think of something fun to do. The skins are just meh. I think other seasons have better skins or their events. 5v5 mini comp, I have no idea what that could mean. What the frick is mini comp? I just don't know. On Fire returns, which is cool. I liked in the first mechanic. Don't know why they took it out the second game to begin with. Like, it's good. It's a good thing. Guess they put on the roadmap. Nothing crazy though. Nothing to write home about. Then Creator Workshop mode seems fine. I personally won't use it, but for people that would, that's great. I'll give my opinion on the seasons after I talk about the whole thing. Then the big boy season that they're showing off here is for season 6. So this is where the PvE, quote unquote PvE, launches. So story missions, we get another new support hero, Flashpoint, which is a new game mode, then Hero Mastery, then Firing Range, Player Progression System, Overwatch Anniversary, and more. Alrighty, so to go down the list, story missions seem cool. I was looking forward to the PvE. Probably won't be as in depth as what we were promised, but I try to be optimistic when it comes to games. So that's just kind of wait and see type of deal. New support hero. The heroes are usually great. They're usually fun to play as anyways. I'm not that much of a support player, but like I play every role. Support's just my least played. Flashpoint. No one knows. I have no idea what this game could be. Hopefully you can play it in competitive because I like playing comp. Hopefully, because I do not want to play push as often as I do. Then hero mastery seems fine, seems fun, but like it's just not something that will keep bringing me back. I don't see that keeping my attention span going to wanting to stay on the game. Then firing range, I assume that's just an updated firing range, I guess. I think the one we have now is fine. Granted, I thought it was going to be different when the game launched. You would think that, but I guess not. Then player progression system. Pretty broad terminology right there. I don't get what change they would make. I didn't hear anything specific about it. But that's whatever. Overwatch Anniversary. I've always liked the Overwatch Anniversary events personally. I thought they were really cool too to get the skins that came out throughout that year. Or technically the lifespan of the game as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then the and more. I think we're getting a new map also. I think that's what they said as well. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that one though. And then to end it all off, Season 7 and beyond. So new tank hero, new collaboration event, limited time mode, new control map, new winter event, new hero mastery mission multiplayer, Roadhog rework, fan favorite mode return, cinematic debuts, competitive mystery hero returns, lore codex, and a somber rework. Won't go too in depth in this because this is pretty off into the future. No need to talk about it now. So yeah, that's coming on Season 7 and beyond. I think that's around August time, if I would have to say. But yeah. So then, now going back to Season 5. Season 5, unless they announce more stuff, seems pretty mid. I'm gonna be honest with you. Nothing here is like, oh boy, can't wait for the next season. I'm hyped to get the battle pass or whatever it is they want to sell me. Or whatever it is that wants to make me get on the game to begin with. Nothing seems to capture my attention to be like, let me hop on the game right now. Nothing really seems to do that. Questwatch has my interest slightly, but nothing that captures my attention though. The cinematic, obviously like I said, I like cinematics, but I watch it, enjoy it, call it a day. Nothing to it, really, nothing too much there. Mr. Magic, I just don't know enough to have an opinion. Summer Games, like I said, not one of my favorite events that they have, but it's not a bad one either. I just have to see what they're gonna do with it. Like I don't know what 5 mini comp season is. On Fire returns, I gave my opinion on that earlier. Creator workshop mode. That's okay. Season 5 just seems overall pretty mid. It does not seem that entertaining to me for me to be excited for the next season that's coming out. But then Season 6 though seems pretty interesting. Even though the bummer of the PvE happened, that's PvE and a new hero and a new game mode and hero mastery. All that combined for a season, it can work. That seems like pretty good content right there. Depending if they drip feed it throughout the season or we get like a good bulk of it when it comes out and probably in the mid-season patch of that season as well. But yeah. And then Season 7, Too Far Into the Future, for me to not like not care, but like to talk about it, that could completely change from here on out, so really won't talk about it too much. But yeah, that's the roadmap that they gave. But yeah, so I kind of want to give my thoughts on all this. So the PvE that we were promised, showed off all the way back in BlizzCon 2019 is no more. That sucks. That is huge bummer. Overwatch 1 is one of my favorite online PvP game shooters of all time. That's for me. And I say for a good amount of other people as well. So they kind of chilled off the game for 3 years. Little to no content. Always saying the reason I'm getting content now because the PvE is coming out. Alright, we're like, okay. PvE is coming out, I guess. So yeah. That's just a bummer. I just find that pretty stupid of them to do. Then essentially, the whole shtick of Overwatch 2 was this PvE that we were told about. That's not happening. The whole shtick for this game even existing won't exist. It's literally just a glorified store update with a battle pass. As much as I hate to say it, because I was defending this game when it was coming out, people were like, oh, why is it Overwatch 2? Like, what? Why didn't you just update the first game? I was saying because apparently this PvE is going to be something great, something amazing. Just hold out, wait till it releases. Now, me and other content creators feel stupid about it. Rightfully so. We're here defending out of good faith, saying, hey, I know it doesn't seem like much now, but it will be in the future because of this PvE. There's no PvE that we were told about. It's still PvE, but not what we were told. So then there's that. So the justification for the 2, I don't see it anymore. Like, the whole shtick of the game is just not there. I don't see it. And then there was an interview with GameSpot. I was watching a video of Flats earlier talking about the game and then reading that interview, watching it. Aaron Keller is talking a lot about Season 6. And yes, it's great. Season 6 has a lot of content, like I said earlier. Seems like a really cool season. That's great. Don't get me wrong. But we're on Season 4. There's a number between 4 and 6. In case anybody forgot how to count. There's a big old 5 in between those 2 seasons. Why don't you hype up the next season that we're actually going to be playing? Not that far off into the future. Just a food for thought. I'm just saying. I just found that kind of weird that you're hyping Season 6 saying it's going to have all this and that. Great. But that's not the next season we're playing. It's Season 5. Season 5 seems to be mid as frick. So you want us to hold off for another few months to get a PvE that we weren't promised for years on end, and for a new hero and a new game mode? Like, come on, man. I know you guys can do better than that. Well, I hope you guys can do better than that. So unless they have more to announce for Season 5, with this announcement and people really negative ill will to you guys right now, the game doesn't seem to be too hot during Season 5. Just saying. And then Aaron Keller said this multiple times in the interview with GameSpot that I mentioned earlier, that they didn't want to just bundle all the PvE up and then launch it one time and go, since Overwatch is a live service, always online PvP game. Alrighty. I have a problem with that statement. What is so wrong? We're just releasing something and calling it a day. You don't always just have to drip feed, or maybe not even drip feed, just extending it for long periods of time. You could always just drop a boatload of content, call it a day, then do it again, drop a bunch of content, then do it again. Like, I don't know what the thing is, just to keep it continuous, keep it seasonal and stuff. Alright, that's great and all. Continuous content is not a bad idea and concept. But saying we thought it was better to do this way because then we don't have to do the skill trees and everything, because we don't just have the manpower, we didn't think it was a good idea, we weren't going to get our release in time. So he decided to give us a lesser version of the PvE to release it continuously. I just don't agree with that statement whatsoever. It's totally fine to release something right there and then call it a day. This whole thing that content always has to be continuous is really annoying sometimes. Like, I understand live service game continuous money flow. That's the appeal of it to companies, and the appeal of it to players is there's always something going on. But there's nothing wrong with also releasing it right there and then leaving it alone. That's just my opinion on it, though. Others can have theirs. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I guess it's just I just don't agree with it. So yeah, that's kind of my whole opinion on the PvE news. I just don't agree that they went about it like this. But I will say it did take balls for them to come out and say, you know, a thing that we killed off the first game for 3 years, barely to no content. Yeah, no, that's not happening. The reason we added a big old 2 to the title of Overwatch, yeah, no, that's not happening again. So it's like, okay, alright then. Screw us over then. Screw the content creators, the players. Who cares? You guys got your money, I guess, whatever. To just be like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. And the thing is, they're a big company. So they must have known this for a while now. And probably a year ago, 2 years ago, who knows how long they knew this. It sucks. There's no way to sugarcoat it. It sucks. So yeah, and then just on a little side note before I end this video off, is pretty lengthy as it is now. Flats. At the end of the video I was watching on about him, he said after season 6 he just might be done. And that sucks to see too. I don't blame him. The thing we were promised for years on end, we're not gonna get. And then the thing we are gonna get comes in season 6. So he's just like, well, I'm gonna just wait till season 6 to see what they made us wait for, and then try it out, and then call it a day and pack up my stuff and move on. That's just small content creator, and that can cause a trend for multiple content creators to follow suit, and then players as well. Obviously, no players, no game. Like, you hate to see it because Overwatch had the potential to be one of the greatest online games there is, one of the greatest shooters, but they fumbled the bag not once but twice. Ridiculous if you ask me. But yeah, thanks for hearing me out. Let me know what you guys think. Till next time, see ya.